Welcome you all to the third day of the Scratch with Magicbit program. Just like in our first and second days, we are going to do an activity using the Scratch and the Magicbit. So instead of Scratch, we are going to use the platform called Magicbit, which is exactly similar to the Scratch platform. Only the name is different. So without discussing any other thing, let's directly move to our lesson today. So first of all, we have to check for the Magicbit OS in the Magicbit. So how you can check it is, now the Magicbit haven't plugged into the computer. When you plug in the Magicbit to your computer using the USB cable, when the power comes, if the Magicbit screen will open up like this from the Magicbit OS and select mode is there, then your Magicbit is having the OS. If this is not like this, then what you have to do, then you have to go to the Magicbit uploader and you have to upload the Magicbit OS. Right? So once you power up the Magicbit via the USB cable by connecting it to the computer, if it is opening with the Magicbit OS and the select mode, the screen is there, then your Magicbit is having the OS. You don't need to upload it again. Otherwise, you have to go to the Magicbit uploader. You can search it as Magicbit Web Uploader. You can search it as Magicbit Web Uploader, and then you can make the connection between upload and Magicbit first, and then click on the Magicbit OS, the first option, and wait until it uploads. After it gets uploaded completely, you will get pop-up. Once the OS is uploaded completely, you will get a pop-up that the OS has successfully uploaded. Then you can make it okay and you can disconnect the Magicbit from the uploader. Disconnecting means you don't need to unplug the Magicbit. You just need to click on the disconnect button there. And then close the uploader tab. And then you have to open the Magicbit platform. And you have to make the connection between Magicbit and Magicbit. So after uploading the Magicbit OS, you have to come to the Magicbit platform. So this is the link you have to go with that. Or else you can just search as Magicbit Live 1. Okay, after opening your Magicbit platform, it should be like Magicbit 3.0, right? So you can name your project. I will give you the name later so you can name it. So before that, you have to make the connection between the Magicbit and this platform. First of all, you have to rotate this potentiometer in the Magicbit, the black color wheel, slowly and get the Magicbit option. Actually, that is the first option. When you plug it, you are having the select screen mode, the select mode screen. Then rotate the potentiometer slowly and get this Magicbit option. Magicbit. And by pressing the right side push button, you can load it. And then it will open up the Magicbit and asking us whether we are going to make the connection between the Magicbit and the platform is via Wi-Fi or USB. We are going to make it via USB. So as the USB symbol is in the left side, you have to press the left side push button. And then it will give us a message. Go to the Magicbit platform and make the connection. Come to the Magicbit platform. You have to go in the block palette. You know what is the block palette? This colorful circle set. This is what we call the block palette. Directly below the block palette, we have a place called Add Extension. When you click on that, you are having the first option as Magicbit. So you have to select that. When you click on that, it will open up a pop-up and it will show you the USB serial port that your Magicbit is connected. Select that and click on the connect. Once you click on the connect here, if you look at your Magicbit, the message in the screen will erase and a beep sound will come from your Magicbit. That means your Magicbit is completely connected with the magic code. You can check this one. Here you can see near the earlier the button was connected. Now connect. Now here it is disconnect and the color is green color. That means the connection is successful. So that is how we are going to make our connection with the Magicbit and magic code. So what we are going to do today? What is the activity we are going to do? We are going to do today is the day-night prediction. With the help of magic code, with the help of Magicbit, we are going to predict whether it is daytime or whether it is nighttime. So, how you are going to predict whether it is day or night? How as humans, how we can predict whether now it is daytime, now it is nighttime? We usually know by looking at the light level in the environment, no? When it is very bright light because of the sun in the environment, then we call it as the day. Because of the as when the sun goes down, that means the light level around the in the environment is getting low, and little by little it will become dark. So then we call it is as night. So we are going to use the same technique here in order to detect whether it is day or night. Then you will have a question how we are going to detect the light. Using this Magicbit and magic code. As humans, we can see the environment. Through our eyes, we can see now the light is there too much or light is low, like that. But do this Magicbit has any eyes? No, Magicbit doesn't has any eyes. Instead of eyes, it has some kind of sensor to measure this light level. That sensor is called the LDR. In simply we call the LDR, or it's the expanded form is light depending resistor. This is actually a kind of resistor whose resistance varies according to the light. Now this is the LDR sensor. This is where the LDR sensor is in the Magicbit. In between right push button and the OLED. And the sensor, this is the exactly sensor. By shorting the pins of the sensor, we have attached it to the Magicbit, right? So it has marked as also LDR. And look at here, the pin number is 36 of the LDR, right? Because we are going to use this pin number. So this is something very small. Light rays fall on this LDR, then it can measure the light level. Now let's move to the code, how to make the program. In Scratch, we are making the programs to some kind of character. No? We are making the program to a sprite. So if you want, you can keep the default sprite, or else you can delete it and use any other kind of sprite. Right? Now here I will, instead of the default sprite, I will delete it. I will use another sprite. So I'm going to the sprites library. And there I will use this dot character, right? You can use anything you like, right? And here under the stage we are having some details about the stage and the sprite. So if you think this character size is not enough, so you can increase the size from this size place. Instead of 100, you can give a higher number. I will give 120. See, now the character become little large. After choosing the sprite, then what we need to do is, then we need to select some suitable backdrops. We are going to make the outputs by changing the backdrops of the stage. So we need two different backdrops to indicate when it is a daytime and another separate backdrop to indicate whether it is nighttime. Right, so let's go to the Scratch platform and let's add two backdrops to this. Instead of the available backdrops, you can add any other image that you would like to have, right? in the first week, I think I showed you how you can upload them. Here in this one, if you go to this upload backdrop option, it will allow you to select the images that you saved in your computer. Or else you can use the backdrops available in the backdrops library here. Here I am going to use some backdrops that are already available in the backdrops library. So to indicate as it is a daytime, I will use this colorful city backdrop. That means a environment or a background with a very bright color. Just like how our cities look like when it is daytime. Right? Colorful city. You have to remember the names of the backdrop that you are selecting because we need them when we are making the program. And to indicate whether as it is a night time, I will choose another backdrop. I will use this night city. There are two night city backdrops. You can use anything. Okay, I will use this, the night city with the road, this one. Okay, now I have two backdrops. After selecting the preferred sprite and after selecting the suitable backdrop, so after uploading the suitable backdrops, then what you have to do, then we have to start making the program. So when starting making the program, first we have to define how we are going to run the program at the end. You know, we have three different ways to run a program in the Scratch or in Magic Code. That means by clicking on this green flag on the stage, and you can do it by clicking on whatever the sprite here, or else you can make it, you can run it by pressing any key in your keyboard. Here I am going to use the first option, that clicking on this green flag. So how I am going to display that part is, in the events category, I have this block when green flag click. When we use this block, the computer knows we are going to run this block, run this program by clicking on this green flag here. Right? After defining that, then we have to decide whether we are going to run this program only, whether it is only for one time or we are going to run it repeatedly. Right? If you are going to run it only for one time, you can just make the rest of the blocks. But if you are repeating the program one after the other, then you have to use a forever block. Within that forever block, you have to make the whole program. Otherwise, you can, without forever, you can directly make the code below. Here I will use the forever because I need to run this program repeatedly. In the control category, we have the forever, drag it and connect it. Now within this forever, we are going to make our rest of the program. Right. After deciding the repeating option, then the most important thing, we need to set some conditions to check. So in the Scratch or in Magic Code, to set some conditions, we are using two blocks, if then or if then else. We have those two blocks here in the same control category. So what are the conditions? I told you we are going to predict the day or night depending on the environmental light level. So if it is daytime, we need to have a higher light value, higher light level in the environment. So that means the amount or the reading from the LDR sensor, that we are using should be very high if it is daytime. And the reading from the LDR sensor should be low if it is nighttime. Now the conditions are to check the value of this LDR is high or low. Right? Okay, so here now we have two if-then blocks now. So what is the difference of these two? First one is this and this is another one. So this first one or the shorter one, if-then block. In between these two words, we have a space. There we can make the condition. And if we have more than one condition, that means one condition, there may be two, there may be three. If we are going to set more conditions, then we can use these if-then blocks one after the other to set the conditions like this. But if we have only one condition and its opposite, we have one main condition and there will be another one which is the opposite of the main one. In such cases, we can use this if then else. The main condition can set here in between if then, and with the word else, the computer will automatically get to know this else means the opposite of the condition we set here. Right? If it is more than the opposite of the condition, if it is more than basically two conditions, we can use this shorter if then else blocks, one block for each condition. And if the main condition and its opposite is there, instead of using if then blocks again and again, you can use directly if then else. So here we can use actually both because we have only two conditions. One is to check whether let's assume our main condition is to check whether it is daytime. That means we can set our main condition to check the light level more than a given value. And the opposite of that is whether the light condition is less than the given value. We can use this if then else block like that. Or else we can set one if condition to check whether the value is more than the value and another if condition to check whether the value is less than the value. In this program, these two blocks are possible to use, right? In this case, I will use this shorter one. Later, I will show you how we can use this if then else also. Then it will be easy for you to understand. For the moment, I will delete this and I will remove one if then else and put one if then else within this folder. So as I told you, our first condition is to check whether the light level value reading from the LDR sensor in the Magicbit is greater than a certain value. So to get the readings from the LDR, we can use the block read LDR in the Magicbit section. You have to go to the Magicbit category. There you can have this read LDR. When you use this block, it will get the readings from the LDR sensor in the Magicbit. Now we can't directly put it here. Why? We have to set the condition to read this one and check whether it is greater than the given value. So to make a comparison, we are making the value from this LDR we make the comparison between a given value. So the comparison operators, all the blocks that are related with the mathematics are in this operators section, right? These kind of blocks. In the operators section, you will have the blocks that are related to the mathematical operations. And these are to make the comparisons of the blocks. And these are something called Boolean. We will use them later in our codes, right? So out of these blocks in the operator section, we are going to use these greater than block. This one, greater than symbol means the mouth opens IDs to the first value. If I take it here, look at the symbol here in between the two values, two circles. The mouth opens IDs to the first value. And the mouth closing or the pointing tip is to the other value. That means this is called the greater than symbol. If we took the other symbol, look at here, it is the opposite of that. The first value side contains the mouth closing one and the second value side containing the mouth opening one. This is what we call the less than symbol. But here we don't need the less than symbol now. So we'll use this greater than symbol. Now this greater than symbol is going to put here in between this if and then space. And what is the first value we are going to compare is the value or the reading we are getting from this LDR sensor. So you can drag this read LDR block into the first space in the greater than block. And then we have to set the value here. You can change this 50. 50 is the default. You can change that value according to your applications. Now this LDR is kind of an analog sensor. Last week we discussed about the traffic lights, so we discussed about the LEDs. We discussed about digital signals. I taught you the LEDs are working with digital signals. That means LEDs are considered as digital components. Like that. This LDR is an analog component, which is the opposite of that. Why it is analog? Because it is reading the environmental parameters, light level, which is something available in the environment. Right? The components that are reading with, the things within the computers and machines, then they are digital. The components or the sensors that we are using to read the environmental parameters, we call them as the analog. So LDR is also analog component because it is reading some analog signals. Basically the light level. So the value of LDR varies from 0 to 4096. In some cases, it may be 0 to 1023. But the LDR used in this Magicbit is giving its value from 0 to, that means the minimum value it can measure is 0. Maximum value it can measure is 4096. So, if it is a daytime, I told you that the value of the LDR reading should be very high. That means the light level should be very high. So, within the 0 and 4096 range, if the read of this LDR is very close to the maximum range, that means the light level detected is very high. So we can check whether our LDR is greater than, the reading from the LDR is greater than a value like 3000. Let's assume. Or else, even, okay, not only 3000. Let's go for something like 1800. If the light level is greater than 1800, then it is detected as daytime. Okay, then the opposite of that condition or the other condition to check it is whether it is night time. So we'll use another if block and put it within the forever after the earlier if block, not within the earlier one, after the earlier if, but within the forever. Now here we are going to check whether the reading from the LDR is less than 1800. Sorry, 1800. This value you can change, right? In between 0 and 4096, you can change this value. So here we need the less than symbol. So we'll drag the less than symbol to here. And here also we are comparing the LDR reading with a certain value. So you need the read LDR block. Drag it and drop it. So here also you can type 1800. If the reading from the LDR is less than this, then we are deciding, okay, that is night time. If the reading from LDR is greater than this value, then we will decide that is daytime. Okay, after making the conditions, we need to set the statements to happen if the given conditions are satisfied. That means if the given conditions are true, if the given conditions are satisfied, we need to make some statements to happen. We have to say what is to happen if this is right. Okay. So, if it is daytime, then what I need to do is first of all, I need to change the backdrop to that colorful backdrop or colorful city backdrop which I selected earlier here. So, that is something related to the look of the stage, no? Or to the look of the sprite. So, In the looks category, we are having a block switch backdrop to. So I will drag it and put it here in between this first if block. Now here from this list in the backdrops block, there you have to select which is the backdrop you want to switch. So that is why I told you, you have to remember the names of the backdrops you are selecting. Right? So as it is the condition to daytime, I need to switch my backdrop to the daytime backdrop colorful city. After switching the backdrop, not only to that, I need to say some words near this sprite. Right? So as I need to say something, I can use these two say blocks available in the same looks category. First say block is with a time part. Then you can set the time that is to appear this say. If you use this short say block, it will say whatever the text you put here until the program ends. Right? So here I will use this first say block with the time part. Drag it, drop it under the switch backdrop to block within the first if block. Now instead of hello, I will type the word I want to display. I will need to display it as it's the daytime. Right? This will show for like, let's say 3 seconds. You can change the text and the type. And after that, at the same time, in our Magicbit display, I want to display the actual value measured by this LDR. Right? Actually, why before making the switch, switch of the backdrop, I want to display that. So, last week we did, before the last week, actually in the first week we did how to use the Magicbit display. In the Magicbit category, we know there is a block called write. So we are going to use this block to display the value of LDR in the Magicbit display. So you can drag the write block and put it as the first statement block before this switch backdrop. You can put it after this one also, then that is also okay. Anyway, you have to put it within the first if block. Now instead of hello, I want to display this LDR reading now. So to this place of hello also you have to put the LDR, read LDR block. If you want to display the value in the middle of the stage, then you have to edit these X and Y values. Let's give X as something like 30 and Y something like 25. Right? Later you can check it and you can change the values. Right? So this is what will happen if it is detected as daytime. And then we are going to do the condition or the statements to check if it is the night time. That means if the second condition happens, what is to be there as the output. So here also, if it is night time also, I need to display the LDR reading. So you can use the same block. You can get the write block and put here in the second if block. And instead of hello, you have to use the read LDR. And you can set the position of the LED. Sorry, position of the display like this. And after that, now it is night time now. Then I have to switch the backdrop to this night city backdrop. So you have to take the switch backdrop to block from the looks category because it is something related to the look of this platform, or the look of this sprite, or the look of the stage. So that is why it is available in the look category. Right? Again, you have to take the switch backdrop to block, put after this, and now select the backdrop name as Night City with Street. That is the name to this backdrop. You don't need to use the same backdrop. You can try out a different backdrop, but you have to remember the name because that name should be selected here. Otherwise, the switching won't happen. After switching the backdrop, just like it's the daytime, I want to say it's the night time. So I will use another say block with the time here. And instead of hello, I will type the text that I want to say. I want to say is it's the night time. Right? I will display this one again for 3 seconds. So what we have did is we have set 2 conditions depending on the reading from the LDR sensor in Magicbit. If the value of that LDR is greater than 1800, then it will display that readed value from the LDR in the X30Y25 position of the Magicbit display. And then here in the stage, it will switch the backdrop to the colorful city. And this sprite will say a phrase or a text called it's the daytime for 3 seconds. And if the reading from the LDR is detected as a value less than 1800, then it will be detected is at night time or a time with having a low value of light. Then it will display whatever the value detected by the LDR at the same position of the Magicbit. And in this time, it will switch it, the stage will switch its backdrop to night city with the street one. And this sprite will say it's the night time for another 3 seconds. Right? So that is basically our day-night prediction program using Scratch. So to detect the light level, we use our Magicbit's onboard LDR sensor. Light depending resistor sensor. Depending on the value taken by that sensor, we have set 2 conditions and we have set the statements to happen. Yeah, so why I have put this pin out here is that we have used the read LDR block in our program now to get the reading from the LDR. Within that read LDR block, the pin number related to the LDR is pin number 36. That is included in that block. Actually, we don't need to select or type the LDR pin that is already within that block. But in some other programming languages like Arduino, Python, in that cases, if you are using this kind of a sensor, then we have to definitely look into this pin out and see what is the pin connected that sensor, and we have to define it manually. But in our program, within the read LDR block, this pin is automatically defined. We don't need to do it, right? This is the LDR what we are discussing between the Magicbit display and the right push button, right? Okay, so these are the statements we did. We displayed the LDR value on the Magicbit screen using the right block, and we switched the backdrops. That means we switched the backdrops of colorful city and night city with the street, and we used the say block to say some text near the sprite. After making all those, this is how our sprite will look like, final code. Here they have done another thing. They have added 2 say blocks by keeping some gaps in between them. That is something optional, right? Instead of that, now in our case, we have usually one text block, not one say block here. No? But in here, it has used a waiting, a delay time of the first say block, and they have used another say block to say something else, right? So that is something up to you that to improve your code. Now you can do the same thing by using instead of using 2 if then blocks, you can do the same thing by using the if else block also. If else then this block. Let me show it here. Right? I told you in the if then else, the main condition is set going to be set within this if then, in between if then, and with the word else, the opposite of that will be automatically detected. Right? So here the main condition is going to be this, the same one. So for a moment, I will drag this block set out of the block and I will duplicate it and then I will put it back. Right? Instead of dragging the blocks again and again, I just copy it. Right? So the main condition is like this. I will duplicate directly below. Now here, if this condition happens, what is to be happen? You have to put it here. That means these 3 blocks within the first if block has to be put in within that. Let me add it here and do that. Right? Like this. Now, at near the else, we don't have any place to set our second condition like this. But don't worry, our computer knows with the help of this else word. That means the opposite of this condition. That means here we check whether the reading of LDR is greater than 1800. When we use the word else, that means it implies here read LDR should be less than 1800. If that thing happens here, that is the thing hidden in this line here in front of else. So here in this place you can add these 3 blocks that we have used in our second condition earlier. So that means instead of these 2 if blocks, you can use this single if else block. If I show them making smaller. Now these 2 block sets are exactly similar. They are doing the same thing. They are giving the same output. That is why in the beginning I told you we can use if block separately, or else if it is one condition and its opposite one, we can use if then else. Right? So now you can use this block set or this block set within your forever block. So I will delete this second one and I will use this first one. Right? Okay, now it's the time to check. So how you can check it? We can make the size of this stage to the full screen. That means without this set of codes, block palettes and all, we can have only the stage as the screen. So you can make the full screen of the stage by clicking on this 4-sided arrow on top of the stage. Right here. Then on top of that, you will get the green flag and the stop button. You know that we have defined we are going to run this program by clicking on the green flag. So when you click on the green flag, you will see on your Magicbit display. Okay. So now the value is a very small one. So I will change the font size. So I will set the display font size to 4. Then it will be easy for you to understand. Now if I click on the green flag, now you can check the value on your Magicbit display. Look at here. It's showing the colorful city and showing the text as it's the daytime. Okay. Now I think you can see the screen. So look at the value on the LDR. The value detected by the light level detected by the LDR is something like 1900. That means the value is greater than our given value. Given value is 1800. No? So that means the value is greater than our given value here. That means it is satisfying the first condition. So then it is detecting it as a daytime and showing this. Now you can cover the LDR by your hand. If you cover your LDR, simply don't cover the whole thing, then you can't see the value. No? Simply by your side, you can cover the LDR. You don't need to keep your hand just on top of that. Just make it little high, right? Then the amount of light rays falls on the Magicbit display or the LDR will change like this. When you cover it, you will see the amount of light level detected by the LDR is getting decreasing. At the same time, if you check your Magic Code platform, you will see now it is satisfying the second condition which we set to detect whether it is night time. Then it switch the backdrop to the night time one and the text related to the night time. If you remove your hand, then it's come back to daytime. This will depending on the light, right? If you cover it back, if the light level goes below the given value, it will switch like this. Become day. When you cover it, it's become night. See, I hope if you work out with me, you also got the same answer, same output. So that is how we can set day night. You don't have to set only for two conditions. You can set many more other conditions, not only to check for day and night. You can check the light level range or value range to check whether it is evening, to check whether it is morning, not the day, not the very hot daytime. Yes, you can use any value range to detect whether it is daytime, whether it is the morning, whether it is the exactly midtime, whether it is evening time, and if it is a dark night time, like that, you can set different conditions to check. And you can use different text to display, you can use different backdrops in the space to switch. Like that, you can update the program. What I shown here is the very basic way to use the LDR in the Magicbit with the scratch to predict the day and night time. Now it is up to you to improve the program and make very nice, very colorful animations. So this is what we made. This is our final code. I showed you how that the same code we can make it from using the if then else blocks as well as using the if blocks. So the output we taken. If it is a daytime, we will get this. If it is night time, we will get this. These outputs according to the backdrops you are using and according to the text you have given, right? Yes. So we did our day-night prediction lesson today. Still, if you are looking for a Magicbit or any other thing related to the Magicbit, as a small reminder, you can visit the Magicbit page, official web page or website, and get into the relevant thing you need. So thank you so much everyone for joining today as well. Goodbye.